Okay. I just watched the most recent episode of Rwby, and I gotta say, was not expecting all that shit to go down. Um, for those of you who haven't seen it yet, or are going to see it, spoilers ahead, because it's definitely something I want to talk about. I would try and keep it non-spoilery right now, but later on I'm going to go into spoilers. One thing I have to say is that I wasn't expecting it. There were some things I was expecting, and some things I wasn't. Um, a few things that are revealed in this episode. You get Velvet's weapon power, which I thought was really weird. Um, you know, I'm just like, what? That doesn't. It didn't really add up, but looking back and seeing what she does, I can see why. Um, Another thing is that all certain things that come ahead. Oh man, it was just. I'm still kind of like on a adrenaline rush from it because my brain is just still trying to process the whole thing. And it's just so much happens in this episode. And you could tell this was like the major climax, and the next episode is going to be kind of like the wrap up or something. Maybe two more episodes after that, I think. One or two. I think they're going to wrap it up pretty soon, though. This season is just completely bonkers. Like, I'm talking full on complete bonkers. But basic review of the episode is that it was great. Probably one of the best so far. They've really upped the drama. They've really upped the stakes. They've really upped pretty much everything involving the show in and of itself. So, but I'm going to say, past this point, I'm going to go into spoiler territory. So if you just want to if you're looking for a review of the episode, my review is it's great. Go watch it. A lot of things happen. Prepare to just start screaming at your screen, because that's what I was doing the entire episode, pretty much. So, spoiler territory. A few things that happened in this episode. Oh gosh, what do I start off? The Rwby fight with Neo and Tortwick. Was pretty funny, very very key to how Rwby fights really. Torchwood gets eaten. Yeah, Torchwood gets eaten by a Griffin Grim. Just chomp and goes away. Blake tries to fight Adam, doesn't really succeed. Yang comes back, finds Weiss after Weiss just did an extremely impressive thing. She was finally able to master at least partial summoning, so woo for her. Yang goes off to find Blake, sees Blake. Adam stabs Blake. Not mortally, but still stabs her. Yang goes berserk, tries to rush. Adam then cuts this arm right here. This arm from here, gone. It is now gone. So expect Yang to have a mechanical arm. That's gonna be interesting. Yeah, but she lost her arm. Her arm has been just completely chopped off. And then Blake gets Yang out of there, and then Adam just like, why do you hurt me? I'm like, and also you get to see a bit more relationship between Adam and Blake, and why Blake felt so betrayed by Adam in the first place. And I'm really interested to see what Adam's backstory is, like why he has such this hatred within him. What was it that caused this? Because this is not something a rational person comes to a conclusion. Like, this is not something that you like go through the regular processes of thought and not skip a few things. Another thing that happens, we finally get to see, we see Crow's scythe. We see the actual, so we saw like a partial transformation when he was fighting Winter, Weiss's sister. We see the full transformation in this episode, so we get to see exactly what that is and how skilled he really is with that thing. You have Ozpin. Actually, wait, no. I need to save that because that happens like really at the last bit. What I cover? I covered Weiss's summoning. I covered. What else I cover? I covered Velvet's fighting style, like real fighting style. I covered the ship gets taken down. So all the machines are no longer hacked, and the skies can be cleared. So that's a good thing. Another thing, I'm trying to think of what else happened in that episode that was like really extreme. It was a very fight heavy. Like, props to the animation department, because that could not have been easy to do. Like, by no stretch of the imagination could that have been easy to do. So, props to them. So we get to the final part. We get to the final episode. It's Jean, Pyrrha, and Ozpin going down to the basement, and then Ozpin is about to transfer the powers to Pyrrha. Jean, of course, has no idea what the fuck is going on. And you can see there's like incredible pain with Pyrrha while this process is going on, which I think we were kind of expecting. Then, all of a sudden, Arrow comes out of nowhere, Cinder pops up, kills the last maiden, inherits the rest of her power. Now it's going to be Cinder with full, I want to say, autumn season power against Ozpin. Ozpin sent Pyrrha and Jean to go find Ironwind, Crow, and Glinda and bring them here and bring them there so they can try and take her down. So next episode, we're probably going to see Ozpin actually fight. We're going to see how that goes. And then I'm guessing shit's just going downhill for Team Rwby at this point, I think. I think Beacon's going to go under some repairs. Okay, basically, here's how I think the season might end. Here's how I think it might end. Ozpin fights Cinder, and... Oh, one more thing. When Ozpin and Cinder are alone, Cinder says to think it was right here underneath our feet. She was right about your arrogance. Have no idea who she is. This is a completely new character that we have not seen or heard of. So here's what I think is going to happen in probably the next 1 or 2 episodes. Ruby's going to meet up with Weiss, find Blake, and find Blake find Blake stabbed, yes, but also find Yang with her arm gone. Ruby's going to be freaking out. Another thing I think is going to happen is Ozpin and Cinder are going to fight, and Ozpin is going to reveal some trick up his sleeve. Because he said the students would only get in his way. We don't know how strong Ozpin is. He is the headmaster of a huntress and hunter-huntress school. Probably one of the best. We don't know what his life was like before he joined. Before he became a teacher. Before he became a headmaster. We don't know how strong he really is. Can he stand up to Cinder now that she has the full autumn season power? I don't know. We have no basis of fact there of how strong he really is. I do not think a World of Remnant episode is going to happen, though it might. I think this going to start winding down because there's only like 1 or 2 episodes left. Again, I don't look at spoiler things. I like to take the episodes as they come, as they hit me. Saying a lot. I need to stop that. What else? Yeah, I don't really think there's anything else because you have the Prime Grim. I don't know the Prime. What I call it. We don't really know what it's called yet, but I'm going to call it the Prime Grim until we get an official name. The Prime Grim. I don't know whether or not it's going to be killed in the next couple episodes. For all I know, they're going to invade Beacon, and then the Grim are just going to take over all of Vale. They might just abandon the city and then have them spread out with the rest of the among the other 3 cities. I think as they're winding down, I think something's going to happen. The way the season way this volume is progressing, I believe that Cinder is probably going to keep the powers. But I do believe that she will be severely wounded from the battle. I'd be very upset if Jean didn't get his semblance this season, but considering how much else they're cramming in, I can understand if they don't. But I expect Jean to get his semblance soon. A lot has been going on with that boy. A lot has been going on between them and Pyrrha. It's going to be interesting to see how Yang deals with losing her arm. I mean, it's not that difficult to have it replaced. Ironwood has a mechanical arm, Mercury has mechanical legs. It's not so far of a stretch to think that they could make a mechanical arm for Yang. That's not the problem here. The problem here is that because she's won almost every battle she's been in. This is the first time where she rushed in and it didn't work. She rushed in and got herself beaten, and she lost something. I think this is going to be the point where they realize they knew to a certain extent that this is not games. They could seriously get hurt. But they've been able to take down Grimm. They've been able to take down all these other things. And none of them have gotten ever seriously hurt. Now, for the first time, one of their team members has been wounded, and wounded severely. I think that's going to bring a major psyche shift to not only Yang, but to the whole team. Blake will feel responsible, definitely. Weiss and Rwby will be extremely upset. That might create tensions between the rest of the team and Blake. Because Blake has a extensive history with Adam. We just don't know what that history is. We get a few hints and guesses in this episode, but we're not entirely 100% sure. Again, it's going to be very interesting to see how this volume wraps up. Whether or not it ends in the next episode, the next 2 episodes. I don't think it's going to be another 3. It's only going to be 1 or 2 episodes. The reason I say 1 or 2 episodes is because I don't know if they're able to cram everything they need into a final episode, into just one episode. Otherwise, it's going to be like 30 minutes long. I think they're going to divvy it up into 2 episodes. But that's my basic review of Rwby Volume 3, Chapter 11. And it was an intense episode. Me screaming at the screen a lot, me being very angry, but wholesomely enjoying it. I very much enjoyed myself. So, yeah. Have a good one, guys.